Hello Leo and welcome to Soul Sundays. I am going to do a quick 3-card spread for you, looking at mind, body and soul for the week ahead. So let's get started. Universe and angels, messages and guides, my higher self, I call upon you now to give me a clear and accurate reading for the sign of Leo. Please show me what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. Starting with the mind, can I have 1 card please for their mindset for the week ahead? What's the advice for their mindset for the week ahead? Thank you, Spirit. There it is. Page of Stars, curiosity. Very cool. I love the illustration of this card. A card for their body, please. Where did that go? Just flipped. Sobriety. You've been drinking a bit too much, Leos. And 1 for the soul. There. Reaction. Okay. So straight away when I was meditating, I was getting this feeling kind of like at the back of my neck, like a tension in the back of my neck. Hope you can see that. Okay. So I feel like maybe a few of you have been spending too much time in front of a computer, or you could really do with like a massage or something to do with your neck. I'm just getting a lot of tension around there. That's a message for someone. But the Page of Stars in this particular deck is the Page of Wands. So pages are all messengers, right? And I'm just flipping to the guidebook now so I can read for you what it says. But for me, when it comes to your mindset, it's like you're needing a wake-up call about your thoughts, the way you're thinking, where your kind of headspace is at. And it's really about, how can I explain this? About trusting what's coming in as intuition and what's coming in as fear-based, really trying to understand and distinguish the difference, okay? And that's why I love the illustration of this card, because it speaks a lot about curiosity and trying to really tap into what you know in your gut is to be true. I guess the best way you could explain this card is like, at its very base form, it's like faithful loyalty, like being a really faithful, loyal person, but then having good intentions and trying to be consistent with them, right? So it's like trying to be really consistent with your thoughts, with what comes up, with your intuition, with your thoughts and what comes up, but then your intuition kind of overrides it, and it's like, oh, what's this new path? What's this new spark that I've kind of, you know, that's come out of nowhere? It feels like it's come out of nowhere. And when it comes to your mind, Leo, I think often sometimes you'll get these like little hints of things that you should be doing or should be putting you on the right path, and you kind of fear it a little bit so you don't follow it through. And this is your invitation this week to kind of heed that when that little thought comes up that's kind of feels like left field out of nowhere, like just investigate it, go with it further, okay? So the meaning of this card says, the Page of Stars reveals that you are entering a period of fresh optimism and curiosity in relation to creative interests such as writing, drawing or dancing. And I believe, if I am not losing my mind or getting too old, but the 2019 reading I did for you guys was all about creation, okay? It's about what you're going to create in the world this year, about your life purpose. And it goes on to say, this may relate to an intervention or a business venture. A past attempt may have been clumsy, but it was a start, and you can now be surer of your footing. There is no such thing as failure, but there are clarifying moments of learning and improvement. Progress is process. Play with ideas and let your desire to, play with your ideas and your desire to know what's going on, and let that be the stronger message over and beyond than your fear of failure. So this is exactly what I was saying before, right? It's like your intuition versus your fear, and you're being guided, okay, Leos? You're being guided so clearly to be doing something different. And that's why your mind's kind of like all over the page at the moment. It's because this year's all about creation for you. And I feel like you get like this spark of idea of what you want to do, but you fear failure too much, so then you don't actually pursue it. But the invitation this week is to kind of have that innocence or that mindset of curiosity, of exploring things, you know, like Alice down the rabbit hole kind of feels. And finally, the last word says, don't turn away from your loves. So, you know, if there's something that you're passionate about in creative endeavor, something that you do, but it's not your full-time thing, then maybe you should start exploring ways to kind of make that more of your full-time thing, okay? Don't let fear override your intuition. Sobriety. for your body? Well, you know, I don't think you need me to kind of break it down for you. Maybe you've had a weekend of excess. Maybe you've been just enjoying a little bit too much wine. It doesn't have to be alcohol either. It can be a few other things. But whenever this card comes up, and I've had it for myself personally a few times, it's usually bang on. It says in its meaning, this card appears because your health improves as you adopt a sober lifestyle. Archangel Raphael can help reduce or eliminate addictive cravings and help you adjust so that recovery is pleasant and harmonious. Raphael can also guide you to specific healthcare professionals or support groups to heal the addictive cycle. A chemical-free lifestyle is beneficial in this situation and will boost your energy, vitality, and self-esteem. So same thing if it's like smoking too much in excess, even if you vape and you're vaping too much, you know, prescription drugs, illicit drugs, whatever is your kind of thing, this is your invitation this week. That's probably best to like give it a bit of a rest, hey? And it says, you're becoming increasingly sensitive to chemicals, so take steps to avoid them. Reduce or eliminate chemicals in your home or office. And then it talks about avoiding chemically treated foods as well, like organic foods are really good for you. So if you've been thinking about that, maybe it's not that you're drinking too much or in excess, maybe it's just the type of food that you're consuming needs to be more organic, wholesome, without chemicals. And then another meaning obviously is that if you do have addictions, to attend an Alcoholic Anonymous meeting. So that's the message of that card. I think that's pretty straightforward. You guys don't need me to break that down for you anymore. The next one that you've got is reaction. This is for your soul. So it's quite funny because I feel like this entwines with the mindset, really. This card on its own speaks a lot about denial, like being in denial of what your emotions or intuition are telling you. So it's kind of like a repeat message here about curiosity and following that through. But I'll read it for you from the book as it says. Denial, numbness, or misplacement have compounded unresolved emotions. An emotional reaction may have knocked things off balance. Beneath the surface, things may have been off balance for some time. Uncomfortable emotions are powerful signals. Respond with compassion, careful consideration, and awareness. Limiting emotions restricts access to the truth. The person who can only feel positive emotions does not recognize a villain. The person who only feels anger cannot accept love. And then it goes on to say, observe your emotions and consider what they are signaling to you right now. To a large extent, how you react and respond to life depends on how you perceive it to be. Step away for a while. Clarity requires balance and detachment. Let love be the catalyst for an enlightened outcome. Accepting your emotional self leads to being calm, composed, and blessed in every solution. So this is pretty deep, Leo. This is kind of aligns again with your annual reading and where the stars are placed right now. We've just come out of the total lunar eclipse in your sign. So it's massive for the transformation that you've been through for the past 2.5 years, okay? Whatever happened for you around August 2016, it's now coming to an end and that door is closing. And for you, it's really now about finding the balance between who you are and what you want and where you're going. So it ties in with this card here of curiosity, because in one sense, this is where your mind's at. Your mind's kind of like getting the messages and you're getting that gut feel that something's not quite right or you need to explore something else. And this could be in work when it comes to creativity, or it could be in love and in relationships. And that's why the card for body is telling you that you really need to keep your space clean, what's surrounding you, so that you can think clearly and have the kind of clear direction on which way you're going. And then this card, obviously, as I've already gone through, speaks about being in denial of how you actually truly feel. So I think for you this week, it's about opening up to your true self, how you feel, and being clear with your emotions. Just a little bit of work. I hope you found this reading helpful. If you did, please hit the like button and I'll be back with you next week. Take care, my dear Leos.